the one and only, the aforementioned Kevin Lee. There he is. Kevin, my man, how are you?
What's up, Ariel? Long time no see, huh?
Long time no see. Do you mind panning up a little bit? I can't see the rest. I want to see what we got on top there. I mean, your hair is so...
Oh, that's why it's
a little bit more.
What are you talking about?
A little bit more.
You'll see it on ESPN.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Quit trying to jump the gun, Ariel. Quit trying to jump the gun.
Just a little bit more, because like it's cutting your eyes. Can you just pan up? There we go. Okay.
How's that? That's better?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yeah. Just for you. You don't have to show me the hair, but I don't want your head to get cut off. Thank you for doing this, my man. How are the ribs?
They're good. They're healed up. I've been kicked in them a lot, been punched in them a lot. So they are handling everything. My body's right.
What happened? How did you injure them?
I took a shot to the ribs, and really it was because I came back off those 2 knee surgeries, and my body just wasn't used to that level of sparring. I jumped back into a full training camp to get ready for a fight. I think a lot of people overlook, and I'm doing something that not many people have done. I don't think anybody's come back off of 12 months of double knee surgery. So the rest of my body had to catch up with all the work that I've been doing on my legs.
I heard you saying, correct me if I'm wrong, that mentally the rib injury, tougher to deal with than the knee injuries, because you felt like you were so close, and then it was a setback. Even though it was a minor setback, because of the pain and because you felt like you were close, it was tough on the mind. Is that accurate?
Yeah, because it was the rest of my body, I spent so much time just dealing with the legs and getting my legs strong. And as soon as I felt like they were in the right place, something else went wrong somewhere else. So that made me second guess some things that I was doing. But now that I've healed from that too, I just realized that I had spent that long without sparring, without getting hit. It took a while for my body to reabsorb that shot. So now that I'm able to do that, I realize what it's for. It's all good.
And now, why aren't you fighting Sean Brady?
I guess he had a staph infection on his foot, and they sent me pictures of it, and that's not something you really want to play with. He almost lost his foot. So I didn't take no shots at him or nothing like that. It was disappointing that we didn't get to fight, especially after getting ready for the guy for so long. And I felt like he was a good challenge. But, you don't want to mess around with staph or any of these infections and having to go to the hospital.
No way. But when the news came out that he was out, I saw you hitting people up. You gave him the old, up, like you were hitting up some big names, but it didn't seem like anyone was taking the bait. Were you disappointed when you got Daniel Rodriguez? Because, no disrespect, great fighter, but not exactly at the name level right now as some of the guys you were hitting up publicly.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit at first, because I had never really heard of the dude either. I had seen a picture of him, and I remember the big old 1986 across his chest and all that. But I was a little disappointed at first, but there's 2 things. One, I'm the one that's the name on the card. I would have made Sean Brady's name, and I feel like I'm going to make Rodriguez's name. So the name part didn't really bother me. I just wanted a good fight. But I felt better about the fight once people actually start calling me about it. And a lot of people that I know in the street that had heard of this dude before, from all his time in prison and all the different street fights and stuff like that he's had. I put a lot of respect on that. I feel like people kind of overlook that a little bit, but I respect 200 street fights just as much as I would respect 200 amateur boxing matches. I feel like those are even closer than MMA fights. So I feel like he's got a lot of experience and he's going to put up a good fight.
How do you feel? You got the tough guys above you. Barbosa and Giga are tremendous fighters, but maybe not as well known as you are. Barbosa been around. Giga's new. You're lower than those guys. Does that bother you?
No, not at all. I wanted to come back and do a 3-round fight. And honestly, this should have been the place that I did before I did that Oliveira fight. If you remember right, after I fought and beat Gillespie, I told Joe Rogan, I was like, I don't want a championship fight yet. I don't want a main event. I don't want to do all this. And then 2 months later, I end up fighting the world champion in a main event and kind of rushed myself. So I feel like now is the right time that I take my time. And people have seen me around the UFC for a long time, but I've never really put together a true championship run. And this is going to be the start of that. It's going to be the start of a real championship run. And with a 3-round fight, that sounds good to me. I'm not here for the clout and the fame and all that other shit. That's just going to come.
Now, what about the weight cut? How do we feel about that? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's smooth. It's smooth. It's way better going up to 170. And now that I've actually like made the commitment to do it, I know I've taken one fight at 170 before, but even during that fight, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back down. And you know, I didn't fully commit to it. So I feel like now that I am, the weight cut is good, and I feel like I'm gonna surprise a lot of people about how big and strong I'm gonna be in there.
Are you fighting at 170 because you feel like now's the time to fight at 170, or is it essentially, and I don't blame you, easier to go down to 170 because you haven't cut weight in March? What are we talking, like 17 months, 16 months?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a mixture of all those things, you know. Did a lot of weight training to come back off the injuries. So I've continued the weight training through camp and through this fight. So naturally, I've gotten a little bit to be one of them fights to show a level of difference that I got.
You feel like you're top 5 170 already?
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
For sure.
Now,
I look at these guys. I look at skill for skill, and like I said, I've been shying away from media and all this stuff for like the last year almost. And I've been watching this whole time, and I see nobody around here. I see nobody that can bring what I bring to the table. I see nobody that got the skills that I got and can do everything in a complete package. I don't see none of them. So, yeah, it's me.
Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, he's a great champ. He's a great champ. I give it to him. But I don't think he's really been challenged yet by anybody. And I'm here to give him that challenge.
Colby Covington. Leon Edwards.
Leon not really up there. Colby's going to put up a good fight. Leon would make a good fight, but he's going to have to – he don't bring the complete package, you know? He might have some decent fighting skills, but it takes more than that in this game, I feel like.
Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal, Wonderboy Thompson. There's some big names there.
There's some big names. There's some decent names, but they still don't do shit. I mean, really, all the names that you named, do any of them really do shit? No. Those 30s, you know it. They don't do shit. So we'll see.
Are we done at 155? Are those days over?
Yeah, I think so. The only fight that I would come back for is the Oliveira rematch. I feel like I deserve that fight. That would have been a good one to have. So if he racks up a couple more and we'll see how that plays out. And yeah, if they offer me that fight, I'll go back down to fight Oliveira, but nobody else though.
So obviously, I mean, that makes sense. He's the champion. I thought you were going to say the Islam fight.
Nah. I mean, Islam's, you know, he's had a decent little come up, but nah, why? Nah.
You don't think that's a big time fight?
I don't go down, you know. I chase up.
Right.
I chase ahead of me. I'm not looking behind me chasing these dudes. I'm chasing ahead of me. So he don't bring nothing to the table that I would sacrifice all that for.
You know, here's the thing. I don't feel like it's great to talk to you again, and I'm so psyched that you're coming back this Saturday. Daniel Rodriguez, it's big, but I really don't feel. And I don't even know how to quantify this, that you get the respect that you deserve because you were calling out Khabib and Islam before everyone. Now they're the boogeyman. Of course, Khabib not fighting anymore, but you were calling them out before they even had names. So it's like the worst call out possible because they're just the toughest guy who no one knows. And you were calling them out. I mean, like that's almost where like our little thing started between us. Like you were calling them out. I was like, oh man, this doesn't make any sense. And I feel like enough people don't talk about that. And I'm not just trying to shine your boots here. You were calling out Khabib long before he was champ, and then you started calling out Islam, and the fights never happened. And that to me is a travesty.
Yeah, it is a little disappointing. You know, sometimes I say a little too much, and I feel like they got a good manager. You know, at least a smart man. He seen me around a lot, and he did his best they did their best to keep him on the right path. So it is a little disappointing that fight never happened with me and Khabib if he doesn't come back. But I see the man's out there playing soccer, so who knows? Maybe I might pick up a soccer ball or something, kick something around, and we can have a little one-on-one match one of these days. Who knows? You're
like you're trying to like track him down wherever, whenever, on any playing field.
Yeah, I'm a fucking bug, man. I'm a fucking bug. Once I got my eyes on you, I'm on you. I'm on you, and nothing that happens can deter it. That's just a guy I want to test myself against. And, he's a great champion and all that, but people even now are starting to see that he didn't really have the challenges that he should have had, to really be an all-time great. He never really fought a great wrestler. And that was something that I was seeing the whole time coming up. And I feel like now you're starting to see now that he's getting a little more vocal and people are sitting back and really looking at the whole career. They really seen it for what it is and not just all this hype and all these Russian bots that kind of get behind him.
I would love. I don't want to see you ever fight at 170. Excuse me, at 155 again. Like it's just too much. I don't want to see you kill yourself on the way down there. But you versus Islam would be tremendous stuff. I don't know if you would come up. I just think that would be a great matchup. I would love to see it.
Yeah, me versus Daniel Rodriguez is going to be a great one. Me versus Kamaru Usman is going to be a great one. Me versus Masvidal is going to be a great one. Masvidal's been barking at me for he's been doing them little sneak dishes and all this shit for years and trying to bite the style. So those are great fights. Me versus Kobe is a great fight. There's a lot of great fights out here.
Can I ask how much do you weigh on Monday?
I'm 183 right now.
Wow. And what would you weigh on the Monday before a 155 fight?
Probably 178, 179.
So not that much.
I've left on a couple pounds. I've left on about 3 or 4 pounds. But it's a whole lot easier looking at an 11-pound cut versus a 25-pound cut for sure.
That is cool. Which was the worst?
The worst cut that I've had?
Which fight?
I would say the Ferguson fight was probably the worst cut. But even that last fight against Oliveira, the one that I actually missed weight, that one was pretty brutal too. That was a vicious cut.
Was there ever one that you thought that you were like in serious health trouble?
Yeah, that was the Ferguson fight. The Ferguson one, I felt like I was close to death for sure. It's if I would have had to pull off an extra half a pound, I would probably have to go to the hospital.
Damn. And like, what does that feel like? Like you're just frail, you're convulsed. Like, you're getting cramps. Could you even describe what that feels like?
Like the biggest adrenaline rush that you can possibly feel. It's your body trying to keep itself alive, which compared to regular fighting ain't really shit. And your body is constantly like trying to maintain that homeostasis, right? Yeah. It's constantly like trying to keep you stable. So that one was tough. I mean, the Oliveira fight that had a tough weight cut too, and it was one of the big reasons why I'm not going down anymore.
By the way, are you surprised that he became champ?
No, I'm not surprised at all. I said it in a post-fight interview. I kind of gave it to him. I kind of made the man. He bossed up after that fight. He grew a lot after that fight. I feel like I kind of gave it to him. Kind of made him for what it is, and I underestimated him before the fight. I didn't want a championship level fight, and I took his thinking that he wasn't that, and I made him that. So I'm not surprised one bit. I knew it 10 minutes after the fight. I knew he was the champ.
Do you think he beats Poirier if they fight?
Yeah, I think so. I think Poirier gives him the toughest fight out of all those guys down there. It'll definitely be a tough fight, but I just think he has too many ways to win, and he's real aggressive on the feet too, which is something you overlook. And I think he beats him.
By the way, your brother just fought, right?
Yeah. Don't want to speak on that too much, to be honest with you.
Okay, fair enough. I just was wondering if you were there.
No. I stay here in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, me and my brother, our own people.
Gotcha. Fair enough. And so you're back, and it's crazy that you've never fought in the pandemic, even though you were like the first fight of the pandemic. You're fighting at the Apex. For you, do you like this, or would you wish the big return was like, pay-per-view card, sold out crowd? There's going to be like 50 people in there. It's pretty quiet. How do you feel about it returning under these circumstances, or you returning under these circumstances? Yeah,
I mean, the first fight with me and Sean Brady was supposed to be on that Dustin and Connor card, so it was the first fight back with a crowd. I would have. That's why I pushed so hard to still try and stay in that fight, even after the injury. But I feel like it's not going to make a difference. You know, I feel like it's another test for sure. It adds a little bit more pressure to the fight, but it's going to be a whole lot better than that fight with Oliveira. That's for sure. There were maybe like 6 people in the arena at that time. Yeah. So 50 versus 6, I'm not mad at that. You know, the boss will sit right there. I can hear my corner. We'll you know, I still have something to put on for sure. Versus that last fight for sure.
Who is the corner this time? Same guys?
We got Faraz Zahabi, Dewey Cooper, who's always in my corner, and Eddie Baracco is the other one. Somebody I've been working with for years down here. So
did you? Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you go to Montreal this time?
No. I've been in Vegas this whole time.
So why for us?
Montreal just opened up last week.
Yeah.
And for me to travel there, but it's been a great camp here in Vegas. You know, I've lived here in Vegas for a long time, so it's been a great camp. Being able to use the PI after coming off this surgery. I'm still getting my physical therapy every day. And I'm using Faraz because we've been video chatting. He's still coming up with the game plan. He still watches all my rounds and critiques them. And that's really what me and him do anyway. You know, he's the mind behind it. It's a little worse not being up close and personal. Obviously, you always want to be there, but we won't miss a beat when it comes down to fight night.
Okay. By the way, I know what you're talking about with Montreal. I'm from Montreal. And it was closed. It was tough. I couldn't see my family, but I was just there. And I posted a picture of the world famous orange julep, and I saw you commented on it. Have you tried their julep? Have you tried the drink?
Yeah. I know the spot. I knew the spot that you was.
It's right across the street from TriStar.
Yeah. That's how I know it. And Tesla's right next to it. Yes. I spent a lot of time at that. The little best bagels in the world.
Yes.
Right
yes,
there.
Yes.
Best bagel.
Thank you for saying that.
And that's one of the best little pre-workout snacks. Actually, you might have just gave me a good idea right now. Probably have me a bagel.
Okay, good. I'm happy. Well, this is very exciting. You're back. You're at 170. You're healthy. The ribs are good. The knee is good. Do you feel a little more nervous, a little more anxious because it's been so long? Like, this is kind of a rebirth, if you will, a new chapter, like a little more butterflies. I know the fight is still, 5 days away, but the Monday, does it feel any different this time because you're so close to finally coming back?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It does. Just because I've thought about it for so long, and once it actually becomes reality, I feel very dialed into it. I feel like I have an abnormal amount of tunnel vision, but that's going to translate into a great fight. Like, I'm really I've got a year's worth of blood that I got to spill out there. So, it's translating to be into a really good fight for sure. I'm a little more nervous. I ain't gonna lie, but the nerves are good. You know how to control them. And I just got to remind myself of who I am and that I really am the best in the world. Even if I don't want to be that, I am that. So I'm going to be that.
You've been there before, and I think this is the first time that we're fighting with the head tattoo, right? You didn't have it.
Yeah. A lot of people even noticing me off the head tattoo, and they didn't even see me fighting it yet.
Oh wow!
So
what do we got? What are we gonna do? We're gonna shave it, right? We're gonna make it like for the world to see. You're gonna put it on display, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, you don't see it on a normal day,
right? Right. You gotta shave that.
It's covered by the hair, so yeah, we'll make a reveal.
Oh man. This is exciting.
Did you like how I did the spin there? I mean,
that was nice. That was nice, dog. That was nice. I see that. I see that Boohoo Man everywhere now. They sponsoring you too?
Yeah. They're working with me. Okay. First company I ever really signed with and worked with. So I'm behind them for sure.
Yeah, I see them
got some shit.
with Jake Paul. He just announced something. John Jones. By the way, who do you got? Woodley or Jake Paul?
You'll put me on the spot like that, huh?
I mean, come on.
I gotta say Woodley. That's my boy. I know him personally. I don't like a boxing fight, but I gotta say Woodley. I mean, the experience is just gonna be way too much for him. So I gotta say Woodley.
You like Jake Paul? Like, do you like what he's doing, or are you annoyed by him? He's a polarizing guy.
It don't bother me not one bit. I don't really see it. I don't really see the appeal, but I get why Mark's kind of they attach themselves to it because he's the only guy to really put himself out there. And I feel like the people who do have a problem with him, like, you fucking do it then. It's not that hard to do. It's really not that hard to do what he did. I mean, you know, it's not that hard to kind of win over a lot of people on social media and do all that shit. You can do it if you want to. That's not really what I want to do. So I'm not mad at him for it. I'm not mad at him or anybody else who support him. You know, he's making a lot of money. Shit, more luck to you, bro. More luck to you. I mean, stay out of my way, but if you in your own lane, that's cool.
I like how you said the word marks there. That's a pro wrestling term, like the fanboys, right?
Yeah. See, the fanboys didn't even get it, and you just let them in on it.
Oh.
We gotta keep some insider information.
Wait, you're a big pro wrestling guy, Kevin?
I'm not, but that's just a good word.
Just not, yeah.
It's just a good word for them. You know, it's just what they are. You know, you. Some people are marks, some people ain't. So most of them are.
I love it. And then you got the smart marks, and then you got the smarks. I mean, there's a whole different, you know, terminology over there. But
you're teaching me some shit now. I know it was smart.
Yeah, the smarks are kind of like the guys who are sort of fans, but they kind of know what's going on behind the scenes. And then you got the smart marks, like the internet guys. I mean, it's a crazy, crazy world. But we don't need to get into all of that. I'm excited to see you back. Welcome back, Kevin. Thank you for joining us. Good luck on Saturday. And enjoy fight week. Enjoy everything that comes with it, because you don't have to cut to 155 or 156 this time. So I'm sure it'll be a little more enjoyable.
That part. Raise my water to that.
Yes. Amen.
Appreciate you. Talk to you after the fight.
Yes, sir. I look forward to that. There he is, the Motown phenom himself. Finally back.